if you could take one former Lion and put him on this roster, who would you pick?
Wow.
Welcome to the Schultz Report and welcome to Detroit Lions training camp, the preseason battleground for the team that won the NFC North last year and has Super Bowl aspirations this season. I'll be joined by MCDC, of course, the incomparable Dan Campbell to showcase his electric personality, dynamic coaching style, and I promise you, ask him a few questions he's never heard before. Coach, you're the first guest we've ever had. It's an absolute pleasure to have you, so thank you.
Yeah, you bet, man. Honored to sit down and talk with you.
That feeling is mutual. I'll start with your wife, Holly, who's here. You've talked a lot about her being your rock, your support system, as well as your two kids. How important has that been, and has she been, for you to have the success you've had, obviously, with the team?
Well, she's been one of the biggest parts of it, you know, and I said this before, but this is not an easy gig to be a coach's wife, you know, or for that matter, your family, man, the kids. Yeah. They don't get to see a lot of you, and you know, when things don't go your way, they don't feel it like we do, but they feel your own pain, and so they have to go through that too and build you up. Yet they have their own things going on too. So she's been unbelievable.
So a coach is in early, home late. How do you find the balance, especially during the season? Or is it impossible to find that balance between home and work?
It's hard during the season. It really is. You know, you do the best you can. Call it, you know, you play on Sunday, Friday nights. You try to do a little something. And that's about all you get, to be honest with you. You know, bye week, you may get a day or two there, so that works. But most of it has got to be in the off season. And you ask Holly, she would tell you, I still haven't caught up. I haven't balanced quite back yet. So it's a work in progress.
One of the things that I've always loved about you is your message, which is grit. How do you keep the message of grit fresh every year, particularly when you have a lot of the same players coming back?
I think part of the beauty of when you build it from the ground up and you acquire guys that believe in grit. You drafted them that way. You acquired them because of that, and then you preach that message. They become that. They are that. Mm-hmm. I don't have to say very much anymore. Like, they live by it. And so if you're somebody new that comes in here, you adapt quickly, or you don't survive here with our guys as far as the NFL goes. They live by it, you know, so they believe in those things, and we go, man. There's a standard here.
The guys practice really, really hard.
Yeah.
A lot of teams now, you know, they're not hitting as much in practice. Has that been for you, you know, to make guys really, really go? Has that been a big emphasis?
Yeah, we've listened from, you know, our first year of 2021, man. We've done that from day one. We haven't changed anything, and I've told them from the get-go, like, you have to build your foundation for a season in training camp. You can't do it in the off season anymore. You try the best you can, but you really can't do football. So we have, call it a 5-week period to harden ourselves, get in shape, man, build the body for the rigors of an NFL season, man. And that requires high intensity. It requires cutting. It requires hitting. It requires tackling. It certainly requires recovery after those. But then, so we go and then we ramp down. Okay. Man, we go and we ramp down. But we never live in the gray zone. We either walk through or we're full tilt all out. And that's something I believe in.
I've talked to some guys on the team, and they've said that obviously the culture is really strong here, but they've also said that when some guys come in, particularly young players, that they take it upon themselves to let them know if they're not going hard enough.
That's right.
Was that something that you pushed, or that the guys, just leadership-wise, were able to achieve?
These young players that were in here, you know, you're teaching them and coaching them and developing them on what your foundation is and what you believe in, and you want them to take on that, right? So that's where I go back to St. Brown and Sewell and Barnes. Anzalone's been here from the get-go. Decker was already here but bought in very quickly. Branch, Kirby, Aleem McNeil. I mean, I can keep going. And so once you get them when they're puppies, dude, they don't change. That's who they are, man, and that's what they believe. So they're like, well, the coach doesn't need to tell you that. I'm going to tell you right now, because coach is going to be all over you, or we're going to be all over you if you don't adapt to what we're doing here.
Can you tell me about the Hutch Rule?
Well, I don't know if I called it a Hutch Rule. I would just say
That's
this.
what
There was I know people have said that, but it's just if I had to just end the play every time Hutch is in the quarterback's face, we would get no work done.
No work
So
done.
he's great, by the way. If he gets through, he veers off, he darts off, he doesn't get close to Goff, but everybody in practice knows that he's making that play.
Yeah,
he's
it's
making
over.
the sack.
Yeah.
So he just veers by, and I don't even blow the whistle. We just keep going like he didn't even exist
Right.
because we kind of have to.
Because he's so dominant.
Oh my God, he's been unbelievable. Unless he goes over there on Sewell's side, and then we got a battle.
then you got a
Now
real
Decker's
battle.
been out.
Yeah.
Decker just got back, so
Yeah.
that helps. But that's just Hutch is just, man, he's gotten better and better every year, and he's coming off the injury, and I like where he's at right now.
Have you been really impressed with his recovery and how quickly it's gone?
I have, but yet I'm not surprised.
Sure.
I'm just not. The way he works and the way that his mind is wired, like, he's a positive thinker. He's a positive healer. He just knows and believes with everything in him. If he does these things, he's going to heal. And I think the body will go a certain amount to heal itself, but I do believe there's something about your own attitude that helps in healing, and he's got all of it, man. So love where he's at.
If you could take one former Lion and put him on this roster, who would you pick?
Wow, one former.
Because I would have said
Lion.
Barry, but you don't need a running back. I'd say Herman, but you don't really need a receiver, or Calvin.
No, that's tough.
I know.
That's really good. It's like, of course you'd take Barry, right? But that's three back. I don't know if I have a three back package just yet. But you'd want all three of them on the field. You know what? I'll take Megatron back.
Yeah.
We can definitely
never have-
use four
Yeah,
receivers. I mean, that's not a problem.
Talking about Brad being the architect, there's not a whole lot of things you need, but you could always have a Megatron in your offense.
Who couldn't?
Yeah. Is there ever a moment for Dan Campbell where you take a moment of self-reflection and realize what you've accomplished over the last 5 years?
No, not really. If I feel like I'm going to try to go down that road, it makes me very uncomfortable because that, to me, leads to complacency.
Yeah.
I don't want to know what I've done or what this is, because all I know is, like, I've had people, they talk about the last 2 years, talk about last year. Hey, good job. We're into this year, man. And, you get all the pats on the back. Doesn't mean anything if we don't get back to where we were and beyond that. So I don't.
Okay, on fourth downs, do you ever get nervous? Does your heart rate jack up, or are you staying the same?
No, I'm good, man. I'm pretty, I'm pretty good. Now, I would tell you I'm good because I know we're going to get it. And then when we don't, it's a little bit of a, but I also know that's the cost of doing business too.
Did you ever think as a player that you'd be at this point as a coach? And if so, when?
No, I never did. As a matter of fact, I told people all the time, I don't know how coaches do it. As a player, you go up to the office and the coaches are coming out of, they're coming out of their office with bedhead and everything else. They've been up all night. They sleep in the office, and then it was just one of those things. I caught the bug, when my playing days are done, and I caught it, and I'm in it. And no, I would have never thought that I would be where I'm at this point.
I'm going to do some coach superlatives with you. These are quick answers. Fastest player you've ever coached?
Fastest player I've ever coached. Well, that probably is J-Mo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he pushing?
Gibbs is pretty fast too
Okay.
now.
Yeah.
Both of those guys are pretty fast. And don't ask me to pick one.
Yeah. Strongest you've ever coached?
Larry Allen.
Oof, good one.
I've never coached, but I did play with him. So if that doesn't count, it'd be Sewell.
Funniest?
Well, look, one of my really good friends, man, and we got along great. I played here with him, played in Dallas with him. He's a lineman, Stephen Peterman.
Yeah.
He was an offensive guard. He was one of the funniest dudes I've ever been around. He's awesome. Like, we get each other's humor, so.
Can you tell me a funny story that he...
No, it's not. Probably not. Nothing that would make sense on film. But he's listen, man. It's good stuff.
How about loudest player you've ever coached? This guy never stops talking.
Oh my God, loudest player I've ever coached. I never coached him, but I was a coach for the Saints. Cam Jordan never stops talking.
He never stops.
Ever.
He doesn't.
And it doesn't matter what's going on. He's rolling.
Best and worst dressed?
I don't know if I should answer this because I'm not very good with what I put on.
How
It's kind of
about
the same
Coach
stuff
Campbell?
all the
How
time.
would you describe your what do the kids say? Drip. How would you describe your drip?
It's dripless.
Dripless.
Let's call it that. Leaf is pretty good dressed.
Yeah.
Leaf gets dressed on the road. He always looks pretty good. I don't know about the worst dress. There would be a lot of people that fall under that.
Yeah, a lot. Biggest challenge arm wrestle right now on the team? If you had to arm wrestle, who's going to give you the biggest problem?
There'd be a lot of guys that would give me a problem on this team, all right, believe me. Just in general, probably Sylvester Stallone, all right, back in the old, what was that movie, by the
Rocky?
way? No, where he was arm wrestling.
Over
the top. That's what it was.
Dan Campbell with the save.
Freaking nailed it.
Thank you so much.
Over the top.
Over the top.
Classic.
He would be the problem.
He'd be a problem.
Yeah. How about this? Someone you knew that would make a better coach than player, maybe even a former player.
Doesn't mean they're not a good player.
Yeah.
They'd just be a better coach than player. Dan Skipper plays for us right now. And he does a really good job for us as a player, but I think he's going to be a coach one day and be damn good at it.
And lastly, our fourth down decisions rapid fire. I guess we talked about this a little bit, but did you always know you'd be this aggressive on fourth?
No, I did when I came into this job, and really my philosophy changed significantly when I got back with Sean Payton. As being under him as a coach. I played for him for a number of years. He was unbelievable, but I just got a whole different perspective on it and a whole different outlook. And I wanted our team to believe that, you know, if that's what you really shoot for and you prepare for, that you become that. And so we've kind of lived by that.
Sean Payton as a motivator, but X's and O's is as good as you've seen?
Absolutely. He's unbelievable. And I've got firsthand with him. Like I say, I played for him for, 7 years, and then I coached for him for another 5. I mean, most of my NFL, what I see in the NFL is from Sean Payton, so yes. And to be the head coach that he is and the offensive caller, offensive game plan, design, all the things that he does, it's amazing, man. It's a gift.
What's been the biggest key to having such a high fourth down conversion rate? Obviously, great talent, good scheme, but is there anything secret sauce for the Lions?
Yeah, well, detail. Look, the players are always going to help you because they can get you out of some stuff, right? When you got really good players, and we've got a number of players at different positions, so you can find a one-on-one matchup that you're going to like in our offense right now. 2, schematics. 3 is obviously the detail of it, and so when you're prepared with detail, then you're going to have success.
In the great scheme, you feel like you're going into each game with an advantage because you combine the talent and the scheme.
That's exactly right. We are prepared on fourth downs. Like, we have a really good idea that we're going to have an answer when that comes up, no matter what the defense gives us. And we got the quarterback to make it right. I mean, he's the one who stands back there and has to get us into the perfect play or know what to do with the ball from what the play call was.
Did you know that Jared Goff would be this? Obviously, you liked him a lot bringing him over from the Rams, but did you know he was going to be this caliber elite quarterback?
Well, yeah, because he was a good player at the Rams. I've said this before. I got firsthand knowledge of him on the other sideline at New Orleans, playing in some big games against him and watching him get the crap beat out of him by our defense. We had a good defense at New Orleans, and watch him get up and make throw after throw, big-time throws. And I'm like, this guy you can't rattle him. And I was always impressed by that. So yeah, I'm not surprised by where he's gone, but that's credit to him, man. He's a grinder. He works at it now. He didn't just show up and we'll make this thing work, or I don't care. Like, he's a perfectionist. He wants to make it right. He's highly competitive. People may not understand that about him. He's a stud.
Highly competitive, as in, like, even the little things, maybe not even football related. He has to win at everything.
Yeah, that's the way he's wired, man. He wants to win. Wow. He wants to win. He wants to be right.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but his ceiling is still, he's still getting there, right?
I believe that. I even feel like this camp, he's grown more. He's matured, he's grown more. There's things that he's picking up on even faster than he did last year, and so that's
just little things that can make a big difference.
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
Is there a favorite fourth down conversion you've ever had?
Man, there's
Vikings maybe.
There's been a lot. Green Bay at the end of that game was pretty good. Look, Green Bay, we converted a fourth to seal the game in 22. That was pretty good. So it'd be hard to say, is there a number one in there? They're all pretty special when you win the game.
Tell me the first thing that comes to mind when I say Detroit Lions this season and Ford Field is the toughest place to play because?
Well, that's because of our fans. That's why. We're going to do our part, but our fans are unbelievable. You know, you don't get this, I've said this before, you don't get the experience of what we have here in Detroit anywhere else. It's unique, it's rare. There's some that come close for sure. This is where you want to be as a coach, a player, under these fans in the city of Detroit.
Players have told me that too. Upcoming free agents will say, you know, I want to go play there.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool. You don't hear that a lot.
No, you don't. It is cool, and it doesn't happen, you know, everywhere. So, and isn't that what it's about, man? Is going out and playing for a city and a group of fans, the group of guys, you know, that you like, and you just go compete and have fun.
And I get the sense that you take a lot of pride, Coach, in the fact that you're a head coach, but also a mentor, a leader. I mean, it goes beyond just ball with you.
Yeah, of course it does. You know, there is more to all this than ball. You know, I have to remind myself of that sometimes. You know, yeah, and because if you're not careful, you get tunnel vision, right? And you get in it so deep that you got to remember what's outside of all this. But you know, I just want to do something here, and I know our players do that is special, that we'll never forget. All of us.
Well, I have no doubt you will. I want to thank you, Coach Campbell, right here at Detroit Lions training camp, for an awesome interview and the first official interview on the Schultz Report. Coach, thank you so much.
All right.